Hey guys, Evan from Triumph Tutoring here, and today I'm going to go through how to create an awesome timetable, an awesome study timetable. So here we've got our blank timetable. You can download one of these in the link below this video, completely free if you haven't already. But let's go through how to actually create a study timetable that works for you, rather than you being a slave to your study timetable. So the biggest thing to start with is what's called our big rocks. So we've got our big rocks and our small rocks. Now what our big rocks are things that we have to do every week. So these are things that we can't skip, school, work, all that sort of stuff. So let's fill in all that, and then we'll go from there, and you'll see how this kind of pans out. So that's a terrible marker. Stick with the blue one. So our big rocks, like I said, school. So obviously, if you're in year 12 or any other year level, you're obviously out school from, let's say, 8:30 till 3. Let's call it you'll get home at 3:30. So from Monday to Friday, you'll be out. So till 3:30, Monday to Friday. That's all school. Awesome. So that's out. We can't do anything there because we're already at school. Now, what's next? So what we need to do now is work out your sporting commitments, for example. Let's say you play basketball and you train once a week and then you play on a Saturday. So let's say you've got training on a Tuesday from 6 till 7, which means that from 6 till 7, you're out. That's basketball training there. Awesome. What else? So your game on Saturday, let's say your game is, it might be between 3 and 7. So if you just set aside maybe an hour and a half, somewhere on the Saturday, then if it changes each week, then you can sort of move that around to fit your schedule. So let's call it 4 till 4:30. Actually, that's probably a bit early. Let's say 5 till 5:30. So 5 till 6:30, which means from here to here, that's your basketball game, which means you're not able to study there. Awesome. Now let's say you want to go to the gym. So you go to the gym maybe twice a week for an hour, and you do that maybe just before basketball on a Tuesday, just to really, get the gains up. So let's say you do 5 till 6 on a Tuesday of gym, which means that's out as well. And then maybe on a Sunday at 11. So it's out as well. Awesome. Now let's say you work. So you have a part-time job and you work once a week on a Saturday morning. So let's say you work from 10 till, or actually maybe let's say you work from 8 until 1. So until 1, which is here. So all this is work. And what we're doing here, guys, is putting in the big rocks. So we're not even thinking about study yet. We're just putting in the things that need to be put in, and then we can work the study around that. Because if we make a study timetable that revolves around study, and then we have to kind of mold everything else to fit around that, it's not going to work, because you're not going to want to do the study because it's ruining everything else. Whereas if you do this, you start with everything else that you've got going on in your life, it's a lot easier to stick to your timetable because you actually like doing the things after you're doing the study, and it's kind of all working around what you want to do. So you've got your gym, you've got your basketball, you've got your work. What else is there? Let's say that there is a show on Netflix that comes out once a week on a Thursday night, and you can't miss it physically. You can't miss it. So let's say that comes out on a Thursday at 6, let's say, for argument's sake. That's your Netflix show, My Little Pony or something. Awesome. What else have we got? That's really, that's probably the extent of most people's, extracurricular activities. If you work an extra shift, you just put that in. Let's say you work on a Wednesday, you just put that in, or on a Friday, you put it in. It's pretty easy to do. So basically, start with your big rocks. All this stuff is your big rocks. Now, we need to put in our study. So, I don't know about you guys, but when I was at school, I hated coming straight home and studying. So I'd give myself half an hour. So half an hour to have something to eat, chill, have a cup of coffee or whatever you want to do, and just take time, because the last thing you want to do when you get home from school is start studying straight away. So let's say from 3:30 till 4 is out. So that's chill time. Yeah. And on your timetable, highlight these in different colors and make it all color coordinated if that's your style. Otherwise, just use a gray letter if you're like me. But label everything. So label, school here, gym, work, basketball, all that sort of stuff. Label it so that you know what's going on, and then you can stick it up on your wall or whatever and deal with it. So now that we've got our rest time out of the way there, now it's time for study. So with my students, I lock in about 2 hours of study every night, if not more. If it's possible to do more, then, and it all depends on what your goals are. So if your goal is to get a 99 ATAR, you're going to have to work pretty hard for it, and you're going to have to do a fair bit of study and a fair bit of extra homework that your teacher's not setting, which means more study time every day. So it really comes down to your goals, but let's go on a generic sort of goal of 2 to 3 hours of homework each night, which means you get home from school at 3:30, you chill till 4 o'clock, and once it hits 4, that's your study time. So from 4 until 6, that's your study. So we're going to go here, and maybe let's do circles so we know that this is our study time. So that's our study. 6 till 6:30, 6:45 is dinner. So from there to there is dinner. And once you've had dinner, you can go back to studying. So this is 2 hours. I'd recommend doing about an hour after dinner of study. And I'll go into what study actually means in a second. So firstly, let's work out the actual timetable, and then we can talk about what you're going to do in that study time. So let's say from here to here is study as well. And then by 7:30, you're done. So 4 till 6, and then 6:30 till 7:30, you do study. And then after that, you can chill. You can watch your Netflix shows or whatever, or play Xbox or whatever you're into. That's the whole idea of this. So the whole idea of making this is so that you can schedule in your leisure time and your study time. So if you schedule in your leisure time after study, like if you start at 7:30 and sweet, I've only got an hour and then I can chill, it's a lot easier to get that study done as opposed to starting at 7:30 and not having an end time and going, I don't know when I'm going to finish this. This is so much work. But if you have the timetable, you will never feel that because you'll always have it scheduled in. So this is chill. That's all chill time. Next day is Tuesday. So like we said, we go to the gym at 5 o'clock, which leaves an hour in between here. And it's all sort of up to you how you manage this. So you could, put study time in here for like 45 minutes before you leave for the gym, and then come back from basketball training, which is this bit here, and then have dinner and, maybe go on here, but maybe Tuesday is a little bit of a write-off and you got to pick that up on other days. You get the idea. So what I want you to do is go through each day, and you don't have to make the study time specific to a subject. All you've got to do is during the day at school, mark down exactly what you need to do that night as you go through your different subjects and your periods. And then you can, as soon as you get home, you know what you're doing. As soon as it hits 4 o'clock after your chill time, you can just go and do that. So do that for each of your days. Whatever yours looks like, let us know. If you have any troubles with it, comment below and we'll more than likely, well, not more, we will definitely give you a hand with it. So what to actually do when you're in the study time. So a lot of my students ask this. They feel like this is too much work for the amount of homework that they have, which, is a fair call if you're not too sure what you're doing. But there's always work to do. So let's say, for example, in maths, let's say you're doing maths methods, the teacher's always going to give you maybe every second question to do in the textbook. So if you've done all those, go back and do every question. I know it sounds unnecessary, but that's what I did, and that's how I succeeded in year 12. And that's what so many others have done before me and after me as well. So do every single question that you possibly can. Go by checkpoints. Do as many checkpoints questions as you can. If you don't know what checkpoints is, look it up. It's Cambridge checkpoints. They've basically got hundreds of past practice exam questions that they've created and also taken straight from the VCAR exams. And if you've done all those, go and do the VCAR practice exams. If you've done all those, go and do practice exams that your school will have from NEEP, Insight, Heffen, and all those sort of companies. But there's plenty of work out there for every single subject. You should never run out of work to do. Just try and smash through as much as possible. So let us know how you go with creating this timetable. If you have any troubles, just ask any questions you have in the comments. Let us know if you have created a timetable and you're really liking it and you are sticking to it. But other than that, this is how to create a killer timetable. I guarantee if you set it up properly, this will never be a hassle. You will get into the routine very, very quickly, and you'll see some really, really cool results from it. So this has been Evan from Triumph Tutoring. Have a go at this and let us know. Thanks so much for watching, guys.